Hello everyone, I am Kyle Flaherty from Breaking Point Systems. I'm with Greg Matthews, WCG, and we're here again live at South by Southwest at the Gemalto Lounge.
Live from Stubbs.
We're live from Stubbs, and very excited to welcome Nan Edwards from ISIS.
Thank you.
And a City Development Manager, I believe.
That's correct,
Okay,
yes.
good. I hate to mess up the titles to begin a conversation. First question from me, just to kind of level set with our audience, what does ISIS provide?
So ISIS is a mobile commerce platform that's actually taking everything you currently have in your mobile wallet, or in your leather wallet, and putting it in a mobile wallet with using NFC technology. So you basically have a secure platform to use everything from your credit cards, loyalty cards, coupons, offers, everything in one place, in one container and system on your mobile phone, which you have with you everywhere you go now anyway.
That's fascinating. So I know, as we were talking earlier, you mentioned that ISIS is kind of an unusual child of some very interesting parents, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. What was it that brought that group of players together to form a solution?
Well, if you think about it from the standpoint of a merchant or a consumer, they really don't want to have to use a different platform for everything they're doing. So all of the AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon came together to create this uniform, standardized platform so that everyone can use one wallet and have one thing where the consumers actually have a choice as to which issuer they use, which merchants they use, what they want to have in their wallet, and they can have all of this together in one piece without having to have a separate application for everything they're doing.
So these traditional competitors, kind of taking off the gloves, if you will, getting together to partner, because what's the end goal for them here?
The end goal for them is working together to really create the infrastructure. This is something they've been working together for a couple of years now on the back end to get all of this together, working with the banks, the issuers, the payment networks, working together from the carriers to educate the merchants on why this is important, why this is going this direction, looking at the security concerns, and then ultimately getting ready for the consumer so that when they have this, they'll have a successful experience.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like there's a lot in this kind of solution that has to come together between the carriers. I know that you've already signed on some key banking partners. I think I saw Barclaycard, Capital One.
Capital One, Chase, Barclaycards, yes, they've all signed on with us and will be with us at Pilot when we launch in Austin and Salt Lake City this summer.
So actually, let's talk about that. So you're based here in Austin. We're going to talk a little bit in the next segment of barbecue and music, but why are the initial rollouts Austin and Salt Lake City?
Yes.
What was the reasoning behind those two cities?
Well, you know, both cities are actually more similar than you would imagine when you're just thinking of them. But you have very tech-savvy communities. You have universities centrally located in them, so you have a lot of early adopters. You have a lot of families and folks that really do a lot of shopping and are very smart consumers. When you talk to the consumers, they want to be smart shoppers. They want to be the first to do things. And so the merchants really take note and want to be in there with them as well.
Well, and that actually, I think, is the really interesting part of the question, because we've talked about the macro level, you know, the carriers, the cards. What about the local merchants? How does that happen? How do they come online?
Well, that's one of the things that we're doing. We have a team in Austin and a team in Salt Lake City that are actually going out and starting to educate the local merchants. What is NFC? What is a contactless payment terminal? You know, what do they need to do to get ready for this? And we're actually working with them. And the nice thing for them is it doesn't change their current payment system. There's no increase in the payment transaction fees for them at all. So it's working with them to upgrade their terminals to a contactless terminal. If they have a point of sale software system, we'll work with their point of sale software system and their developers to help them integrate and make sure that they're integrated with contactless as well.
So we're live at South by Southwest Interactive, and as I was walking around today, I actually saw your booth and your setup that's going on downstairs, and so you have a fairly large presence here at Interactive. it's almost it felt like a coming out party a little bit for me because I hadn't done that much research into you, and then there you are, and I'm getting demos and things. Why now? Why be here at South by?
Well, it's no accident that South by Southwest Interactive is in Austin.
Right.
I mean, you have a great tech following here with lots of startup companies.
Right.
You really do have the audience here, but everyone has kind of over the last 25 years of South by Southwest started really following what's happening here. And this is kind of our first consumer launch where everyone, just the individuals and not just the players in the industry are starting to see kind of what is this? What does it look like? How do I actually use that? So we have set up in our lounge where someone can come by and actually see a phone and see an actual payment go through, go up to a vending machine, tap their phone, select their payment card, tap the phone to the vending machine and actually have the payment go through and have their selection come through. Or they can go through and select an offer and use it, or they can go and tap a smart poster, which has an RFID technology in it, and download an offer directly to their mobile wallet.
Cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm really curious about, knowing that there are a lot of pieces and parts that are involved, do you have a sense of what the timing of the pilot launch will be in Austin and Salt Lake?
So in Austin and Salt Lake City, we'll be launching this summer. And we haven't announced an exact date yet, but we will be launching sometime this summer.
And so we've talked about consumers and merchants and all of that, and people are actually playing with this stuff. So what are some of the reactions? Better yet, what do you think are going to be kind of some of the boundaries that people put up for actually doing this themselves from a personal perspective?
Well, the first question that we get probably from any consumer is they're worried about the security aspects of this.
Yes.
And it's actually more secure than your leather wallet. If you think about it, there are no protections on the credit cards that are in your leather wallet. Right. You can view the entire credit card number, the mag stripes there. Someone can take the credit card out, they can take your whole wallet. With the mobile wallet, it's actually, you have a 4-digit PIN protection on there. And all of the credit card information is stored in the secure element on your phone. And if for some reason someone does pick it, you leave it somewhere, or they're able to get it, they'd have to know your PIN number, to get into it.
Okay, so that was my next question of, is there two-factor authentication?
There is. So you can have a PIN number on your phone itself, and then you have a second PIN number
for the payment.
For your payment, for your mobile wallet.
Interesting.
But if you do lose it, it's one call to your phone carrier and everything in your wallet is shut down.
Oh, wow.
Without, you think about what you have to do if you lose your leather wallet right now.
Yeah.
Do you know the 800 numbers for every one of your credit card numbers to call?
No, because they're on the back of the credit card that just
Exactly.
got lost, right?
So it sounds like it's got everything except the cool Velcro clasp that I like to have on my wallets.
Yes, I've seen your wallets.
Other than that,
They're nice.
though,
And you
sounds
can
pretty
still
good.
have an accessory.
Right.
Good point.
You can do it on your phone.
Okay, you've got me.
You're sold.
I'm stumped.
Nice. Excellent. So, any other questions?
No.
All right. Excellent. Well, we're going to be back with Nan Edwards from ISIS in a little bit, talking a little bit more about music and Austin and barbecue, obviously, and things like that. But thank you so much for talking to us about mobile payments. For Greg Matthews, WCG. What is wrong with me today? Isn't it horrible?
You're doing great, buddy.
Wow.
Keep it up.
Huh? Let's keep going. Kyle Flaherty, Breaking Point Systems. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Kyle Flaherty from Breaking Point. Greg Matthews, WCG. Nan Edwards from ISIS. In the first segment, we talked about mobile payments and digital wallet and all that kind of stuff. Now we're going to talk about where you could potentially spend some of that money. And I spend a lot of it. But you've been in Austin for most of your life.
Yeah, 23 years consecutively, but even started kindergarten here.
All right. So you know barbecue.
I do know barbecue.
What are kind of some of your favorite elements of barbecue, especially in Texas?
One of the things that I really like about Texas barbecue is that you can enjoy it whether you like sauce or not on it. It doesn't matter. And every one of the barbecue places here has their own specialty. So you can go from barbecue place to barbecue place and have whatever it is if you like barbecue chicken, you can go. If you like prime rib, you can go to one. If you like brisket, if you like it dry, if you like it wet, there really are just about any kind of thing that you can get.
Now, do you and your family, barbecue on your own?
We do some, but we probably eat barbecue out more than we do it at home.
Okay.
And now you're sitting down for barbecue. You can only have one thing. What is it?
For me, it's brisket.
It is, and how do you take it?
I actually like mine lean. And,
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I do have a little bit of sauce with it.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you you must have spent some parts of your life elsewhere, because
I
you've talked
did.
about the consecutive years. Now, have you experienced barbecue in other parts of the country?
Yeah, I have actually, and I even lived in Luling for a few years here, which is just outside of Austin, and they actually have a barbecue trail. That goes from Luling through Taylor and Elgin and all of those that are all of the family-owned barbecue places. There's so many between Austin and in the surrounding areas, and it's actually great to sit here and try to go to all of them and
I think
taste
maybe
them.
we do a live from Stubbs and we just go all over the place.
I like it.
Right?
Yeah.
I like it.
I think that needs to happen.
I think you need to sample every one of them because each one of them has something that's better than the other.
Fantastic.
Do you do that all in one day?
I would.
That would
I
be a
would
lot
pace-
of barbecue.
That's a lot.
I would pace yourself.
Yeah.
I would
So,
definitely pace
I just
yourself.
moved here from Kentucky, and they have the bourbon trail there.
Right.
But I love the idea of the barbecue
Well,
trail.
and a lot
and what
of
better
the
place?
a lot
Did
of
you
the
do that all in
barbecue
one day?
competitions here. Yeah, the barbecue competitions here actually you get to go to Kentucky
Yeah.
to compete there if you win here. So
Outstanding.
I love that.
So the other part of this segment is all about the music. Music capital of the world, of course, middle of South by Southwest.
Right.
Music festivals about to begin. Tell us some stories about Austin music for you. How does it play in for your, as you've grown up in Austin?
well, that's the nice thing about the Austin music scene here is it's part of your everyday life. It's you don't have to wait for South by Southwest here. If you're in Austin, you can have live music at lunch every day if you want.
Right.
You can have live music in the mornings. It's just about everybody I know, whether they have a full-time job or not, is involved, whether they're just connoisseurs or they're musicians themselves. They are involved in the scene somehow here. And there's so many great venues now that are, whether it's casual while you're eating or, all the formal venues that have come up that have such great acoustics too.
And we were talking about beforehand, as you get on, you don't get out as much and watch live music, but we all lamented about that. How do you find new music now? Do you use any of the services, the Pandoras, the Spotifys, those types of things?
I personally will look. A lot of mine I get from social media, so
Okay.
I'll see a lot of things that friends have posted on Facebook and see other events that they've forwarded on or great bands that they've put in or great venues and go from there. That's
Right.
probably where I get the majority of my
Yeah.
information.
Me
Now,
too.
do you have any favorites in terms of local venues that you really love to go to when you can?
Yeah, I actually have a few. Stubbs actually is one of my favorite because it's
Yeah.
pretty intimate for live music and it's outside.
Right.
I really do like that. Austin Music Hall is a great location too. Nutty Brown Cafe, actually
Yeah.
in Dripping Springs, is a really
I
good
haven't been there.
location because it's outdoor and you can sit. There's plenty of room for you to sit down, have dinner, drinks, whatever you want to do. That's
Have you
actually
seen
a
the
really
new
nice venue.
ACL?
Yes,
That's
I have.
really
Well,
great.
It's
I love that
spectacular.
place, yeah.
Of course they've been doing music so long, they knew how to do it right.
Exactly,
Exactly.
right. They knew what they wanted.
Yeah.
So who did you see there, if you don't mind me asking?
I've actually been there more for group events.
Got it.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so,
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
Sarah McLaughlin was the last thing I saw.
Oh,
there.
no kidding.
That's great.
Good stuff.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Nan Edwards from ISIS. Thank you, Gemalto Lounge. Live from Stubbs, I'm Kyle Flaherty, Greg Matthews, and we'll see you in the next episode.